What is up, everybody? To Reverse TV today, and Sony fans are just acting a little bit weird about this whole layoff from Microsoft, about them laying 1,900 employees off. The average person said, "Yeah, it's kind of sad, but it's like it happens in business. People get laid off sometimes, and it's time to move on eventually." But these Sony fanboys are just saying the most wildest things possible about this thing. About the situation. So this is what this one guy who just hates, he's in Japan, just hating on Xbox consistently. He has to say, F the Xbox, F the Xbox fans, F anyone who buys an Xbox and supports Microsoft, F anyone who roots for Microsoft to acquire / ruin more developers and franchises. Xbox, nobody wants you here, no one in the industry likes you. Then he finishes off by saying, when Xbox dies, we all win. Now, once again, I don't know what Xbox did to these guys, what they feel supposed to do to these guys, but this just hate vendetta against Microsoft is just so bizarre to me. Once again, they make video game consoles and video games, but these people, like, legit act like these guys are like terrorists or something. I don't know. I don't know why I got as much anger against a video game company, but here you go right here. Then, this is pretty bad, but it gets even worse. We had one Sony fanboy, the Red Dragon. Apparently, he was using the layoffs for console war nonsense, and then he uses one lady's tweet. I guess the lady had medical issues. He was saying, "Hey, why are they growing this person?" She has This is the tweet right here. So he says, High Moon Steel level designer blasts Matt Booty and Phil Spencer for being responsible for the layoffs. Asks Phil if he will be paying for a mess that's keeping her alive. Says will impact games and lead to less content despite suits claiming opposite. And then she responds, because she's the person that he's referring to. She states, I like that you use my tweets out of fear for my little life, as getting a new job in the industry is next to impossible right now, and severance only lasts so long, and you hid my reply. So he hid her message that's saying that, hey, he doesn't. I think she also says that she loves Xbox and she loves Activision, so she doesn't hate these companies. And he hid her message. It's like, what type of piece of crap is this guy? Like, this guy is the ultimate piece of crap right here. You're literally using her message. You're using her situation for your own nonsense. And then she makes a message saying, I don't even hate Microsoft or hate Activision. She understands that people need to go let go, but it's like you're using her for console war, then you have the tweet of her saying that. That is just disgusting. Like this guy states in the next tweet, it's just disgusting. Yeah, it's just weird. This console war stuff is getting weird. Hey, it's just wow. He is definitely out hella bad. There's ninjas in the 60s acting like that. It's just getting weird at this point. We got one guy who has a serious hate vendetta against Xbox. He's like the freaking the less cool version of the Punisher, but console war rise. He just cries and complains about Xbox daily. This other guy just makes up BS and deletes and hides the person's actual comments. It's just weird. Then you have another person saying, Xbox is just a poison to the gaming industry. Yes. Because Xbox apparently ruins the gaming industry, apparently. Well, like, really? Oh, man. This console war is getting out of hand. People are just saying the most ridiculous things. Just saying the most dumbest comments. Like, how is Xbox a poison to the gaming industry? Once again, they just make video games. And they have a lot more first-party games coming out this year than definitely Sony for sure. So, I just don't get it. And they're the most consumer-friendly at the big three. It's like you can play all their games day one in Game Pass. For like 10 or $15 a month, you can play their games, first-party games. So I'm not seeing how they're the poison of the game industry, as this guy is stating. But you know, these layoffs has really got people in their feelings. Apparently, maybe they're just using this situation for console ammunition. When they don't really care about those people being laid off. In all honesty, you must have forgotten about the people Sony fired last year. Yeah, it's like throughout the industry, especially the last few years after the whole COVID situation, it's like people have been hired in response to the COVID situation. A lot of people have been fired since then. So I I just don't understand it. Why these guys are freaking out about this, like this, to this extent. This guy says the PlayStation fanboy is a poison to the gaming industry, community, and image. Acting like Sony and Microsoft aren't on the same level of greed is crazy. I'm glad people finally opened their eyes. Sad it took all of this to open them, though. All of what? For 9 times people be let go? I was like, at the end of the day, this is a small drop in the bucket for Microsoft, so I don't know. I think people are just blowing us up out of proportion. And I don't think it's that big of a deal, but you know, these Sony guys are saying like, hey, Microsoft is just cancer. They're just the evil people of the game industry. I was like, really? Steve Jobs was right. Okay. For what? Layoffs always happen with A&M like this. This guy just says consoles are poison to the game industry now. Okay. Oh man. Phil Spencer is the worst thing to happen to Microsoft. I don't believe that statement right there. Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft was on a downward spiral with the Xbox One generation, but he came in and pretty much saved the brand, so I don't think he's the worst thing to happen to Xbox. Yep, when they die, it's best for the industry. Then his name is Sony Pony with a Kratos avatar saying Helldivers 2 is a Power World killer. Like, this definitely doesn't scream bias right here. This comment right there. After all of that, you and your hood friends keep port begging clown. Yeah. It just sums up people just crying and being butthurt about Microsoft. I was just like, what does Microsoft do to get people this butthurt and angry? It's just so bizarre. This guy is a joke, a console keyboard warrior on the highest order. Yeah. This weeaboo is crying about Xbox yet again. Jesus Christ, you are so sad. Excuse me while I get back to Game Pass on my Series X. I just don't get it. Like, this weird hatred for Xbox, sure, it can not be your cup of tea, but they just have a vendetta against Xbox. It's just so bizarre. And they just use this whole, like, layoff situation to fuel it. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. 2,000 people might seem like a lot of people, but at the end of the day, Microsoft was a huge company. One of the richest companies on earth, so it's not that big of a deal in all honesty. I mean, I don't know. You know layoffs just happen, right? Yeah, people are just roasting these guys. Like, nobody's honestly taking these guys seriously. Like, I think all these comments are just roasting this guy. LOL, bro is pressed. You got a post box that we can send you some Xbox toasters. Calm down. Jeez, dude, keep crying, coping, and see them. Why are you so mad? Still has no games. Yeah, I think I'll be more concerned about having pretty much no first-party games this year than people being laid off that you don't know. So I don't know. They could be mad about Xbox laying off people, but at the end of the day, you're a consumer. Your job is to buy games, not worry about people being laid off or being hired. It's like at the end of the day, I don't really care. You know, it's like I know it might be bad to say, but I don't care. At the end of the day, people get laid off, people get hired. I don't really care. Supreme great games at a great price, and I'm happy. But you know, these guys are real butthurt about it, so I guess they'll let them be butthurt and cry about it. But I'm gonna be enjoying these games on Game Pass and on Xbox, so there you go. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.